So one question is, if you're tracking your phosphorus in your soil with a soil test, or if you just come upon a field and test it, and it tests, 8 parts per million versus 3 parts per million, where is that cutoff? Where do you need to, where do you need to take action immediately? We've surveyed over 40 fields in Manitoba and eastern Saskatchewan recently, and what we tend to find is that 6 parts per million is kind of a cutoff. If your soil phosphorus is below 6 parts per million, it's been our experience that those plants are very phosphorus deficient. So that would mean an intervention is required. If your soil is above 6 parts per million, what we have observed is those plant tissues tend to be above that 0.2% phosphorus. So that would mean the plant is getting enough phosphorus. So it's not as perfect as situation as I would like to see. I would like to know, at 10 parts per million versus 8 versus 6 versus 2, and what should I do? But what we know so far in our work is that 6 parts per million is kind of a cutoff. If you are below 6 parts per million, you need to do something quickly if you're going to farm organically, or maybe consider stocking your soil with mineral phosphorus and then going through a transition phase. And if you're above 6 parts per million, you should continue to monitor your green manure crops and maybe do some soil testing and get onto a regular, maybe 1 year out of 3 or 1 year out of 6, where you manure the crops. And what we do at our Glenlea rotation is we actually add the manure every 4 years in a 4-year rotation, and we add the phosphorus to the removal level. That is, we get the manure tested, we use composted manure, and we figure out how much phosphorus was removed with our crop harvests, and then we replace that with composted manure every 4 years.